Hey guys, Christian here. Welcome back to another 335i episode. So a lot of you guys have been commenting on a lot of my videos. When am I looking to modify the exhaust on my car? Well, good news, because today's that day. The exhaust modification is right inside of this box right here. And yes, I already opened it. I wanted to make sure everything was inside of it. You guys are probably thinking, well, that box looks rather small. I'm telling you guys, this is probably not what you guys expect it to be. Let's go ahead and head over to the garage and I'll show you exactly what's in the box. You know what really sucks? Is having your garage on the opposite side of the neighborhood of where you live at. And now I have to carry this box all the way there on this hot sun. Normally I would just take my wife's CX-5 to the garage, but see, she's not home. By the way, for those of you guys that are wondering what's that on my collar, that's actually a wireless mic system. No, it is not my manly chest hair. It's a wireless mic system. I figured I would try it out because it can isolate a lot of the outside noise and you guys would be able to hear me much clearer. Almost there. Luckily, what's in this box doesn't weigh too much. All right, we made it. Just a fair bit of warning. It might be messy in there, and I think the car might be a little bit dirty. There she is. God, I love that front end, especially those headlights. They look so clean. By the way, I want to address something. A lot of you guys always ask me, where did I purchase the front bumper? Believe it or not, this is actually the stock bumper, not an M Sport. This is a regular stock bumper. All I did was swap out the kidney grills, the chrome ones for the black one. I painted the lower mesh grill, added an M Sport lip, and that is it. And this was the finished product. And of course, I added the lights, but that has nothing to do with the bumper. And just so you guys know, oh my God, I'm sweaty. That goes to show you how hot it is in Orlando. I only walked for 5 minutes and I got all of this going on. But anyways, just so you guys know, I actually made a video where I installed the lip, painted the lower mesh grill, and installed the kidney grills. I'll link it down in the description below if you want to check that out. I also have links to the products in that video. And if you missed any other 335i episode, I'll make sure and link the playlist down in the description below as well. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the car around so the rear is facing the outside where there's more light, and I'll show you exactly what I got for the exhaust modification and how easy it is to install on the 335i. It takes 45 minutes to an hour tops, guys, and it makes all the difference, and it makes your exhaust sound so much better. Don't believe me? That's okay. Just wait till you guys hear it. All right, so let me show you guys what we have going on in this box. Ta-da! What, not what you guys expected? Did you guys expect the full-blown exhaust system for the 335i? Well, nope, I decided to take a different approach for now and show you guys a really good product that will make all the difference you really want from your exhaust system. I know just by looking at it, it might feel a little underwhelming, but let me tell you something. Do not underestimate this exhaust mod right here until you hear it. You will hear it, and you're gonna fall in love with it. Just watch. And of course, I'll get the usual paperwork and instructions, I believe. And we get some stickers. Oh, and the really cool part here, let me show you. A remote. What's this remote for, you ask? This is a remote for the exhaust. Yeah. And we have another little package right here, which I did not open yet because I didn't realize it was inside of the box, but I'm assuming it's an exhaust tip. And I was terribly wrong. It's not an exhaust tip. These are actually the clamps you're going to be using to install the modification onto the 335i. Oh, actually, there is an exhaust tip in there as well, I see. All right, so I'm partially right. Exhaust tip and the clamps.
So originally I was planning to modify my exhaust in a completely different way, but then Valvetronic reached out to me and offered to send me one of their top selling systems. I was skeptical at first. That was until they sent over some exhaust sound clips and I was sold immediately. With this Valvetronic system, you get the best of both worlds. A loud straight 6 sound when you want it, and when you want to tone things down a bit, all you gotta do is remotely close the valve. Valvetronic also offers similar systems for the E90X M3 and the BMW F-Series chassis. The pipes on the system are mandrel bent for maximum flow, and because of the valve feature, it makes these units much more friendly when it comes to daily driving versus an ordinary muffler delete. I'll link the exact system I'm installing today down in the description below if you're interested in getting one for yourself.
All right, let me show you how easy it is to install to the 335i. I'm gonna put this right here so I don't get dirty. I got white pants. All right, so this is how it's gonna work. We got 2 mufflers right here, right? Well, we're gonna delete the driver's side muffler completely. We're gonna cut it right here. Cut it back there. I can't really show you from this angle, but I'll show you later. Essentially, you remove this and you replace it with the piping that I just showed you was inside of the box. As a lot of you guys are probably aware, the driver's side exhaust actually comes with an exhaust flap and it's handled by this little actuator that's right there and this vacuum hose, which, by the way, if you didn't watch my other 335i episodes, I removed it so I can have a more deeper, louder exhaust note. So essentially what's gonna happen is we're gonna remove the muffler here, replace it with the straight pipe, and then we're gonna plug in the vacuum hose onto the Valvetronic system. So once you got the system installed, you just open up the trunk right here. And then somewhere back here, according to what Valvetronic told me, I think once you take this fabric out of the way, it's probably more difficult on an E93 convertible versus the coupe. But anyways, you remove that back there and there should be some switches, some wiring harness. And this is pretty much gonna plug right into it and it's gonna be plug and play, really easy. And after all of that is done, then you got this remote that opens and closes the valve electronically. If you want a quiet stock-like sound, then you just close the valve and it's gonna funnel all the noise over to this muffler that's much quieter. And if you want a really loud straight pipe sound, then you just open the valve and it's gonna come out of this side. Look at all that sweat. And I haven't even done much yet, that's crazy. Anyways, originally I was planning to install this myself so I could show you how easy it is to DIY the system. But I don't have the cutting tool. I don't feel like going to the Home Depot right now, wasting more time. And then I wouldn't be able to jack up the car high enough to show you guys a really good angle with the camera. So I decided to call Eurocharge Orlando, which is a European shop that I partner with here in Central Florida. They've worked on my car in the past. You guys might have seen them in previous videos. So anyways, I asked them if they had a little bit of free time so we can install the exhaust mod, and they said, come on over. So that's where we're gonna head right now. Let me see if I can get you guys some exhaust burbles. Oh yeah. Oh yes. And it's gonna be a lot louder once we install the exhaust system. Just wait. So guys, change of plans. We're actually at Home Depot at the moment. So the guys at Eurocharge were actually kind of busy, so we had to scrap that idea. I don't have time to do that tomorrow, so I decided to come to Home Depot so I can go ahead and rent some equipment to cut the exhaust out, and we're gonna go ahead and DIY it. All right, so I never really rented any tool from Home Depot, so I gotta figure out where to go so I can go ahead and get something. Well, that sign makes it easy enough. Rental. Well, that was a massive fail. I went to go rent an equipment so I can cut the exhaust, but they don't really rent anything like that. They rent a tool, but I would still have to buy a blade for it. So I'm just gonna go to the hardware section and see if somebody can advise me something portable that I can use so I could cut the pipes. I need help with something. I'm looking to cut some piping, some exhaust piping. I need something portable that I can cut that. They don't rent anything like that. They said to ask somebody here in hardware. I don't know, what should I rent for that? Or what should I buy for that?
What is it you're cutting?
An exhaust.
Exhaust pipe?
Yeah.
Well, probably the best thing to do will be a grinder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You want to buy one portable, you said. Battery?
Well, nah, I can plug it in, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't mind plugging it in. I meant portable as in like not too large, you know? All right, so I was advised by the representative to get one of these grinders right here, $54 for the smaller one. I actually want the smaller one, it's more compact. And this one takes a 4-inch disc, so we're gonna look for the disc that can cut metal. That's 4 inches. Let's take a look here. All right, this is what I need right here. Let's take a look, 4 inches, metal cut off. Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and take a few just in case I mess up, which I'm probably am gonna mess up. And they're only $1.88 anyway, so that's fine. All right, let's go ahead and grab the grinder. All right, and we are on our way. Bye-bye, Home Depot. Now I got everything that I need to cut the exhaust piping. Now time to go home and install the Valvetronic exhaust system. Doesn't she look so pretty and so aggressive? I fall in love with her every single day. All right, so we're back to the garage, and I also decided to change my shorts to a more worker-friendly one because the white ones would probably get destroyed. Oh yeah, and check this out, guys. I actually got this in the mail. This is the actual exhaust tip for the exhaust system, not the one that I pointed out earlier. So yeah, let's open it up and see what it looks like. All right, so this is what we got right here. Looks exactly like the OEM one. Let's take a look. Yep, same exact one, so it should be able to match just well when I install the system. Definitely one thing that you can notice is that the old one is darker. It's gonna have to be cleaned up and buffed out so they can match, you know, because if not, it's just gonna look really odd. Oh, look at that, an OEM part. Nice touch. All right, so how we're gonna do this, we got 2 jack stands and we have a jack. Of course, I'm gonna use the jack stands in the rear so that way I'm safe when I'm working on there, and I'll probably use the jack to jack up the front of the car and leave it lifted up that way. I don't like to leave the car leaning on the front wheels just because there's not an emergency brake. I don't really have like a brake or a block to put in front of it. Plus the parking pole on the automatic transmission is not really durable and it could probably bust, and I do not want that to happen. I mean, I do have this 35-pound weight that I can place in the front tires, but how good is that gonna be? Probably not too good. So I'm gonna go with the original option and just use the jack to lift up the front of the car. All right, so what I decided to do is I'm just gonna leave the front on the ground, lift up the rear, and just place that 35-pound weight that's right over there on one of the front tires. I should be okay. I would not try this at home. The proper way to do it is to use all the jack points and put jack stands all the way around, but I only have 2, so I gotta work with what I got right now. As you guys can see, if you guys are wondering how I jacked up the rear of the 335i, well, right here, that's the differential. You can jack it up from there safely using like the iron part right there. Whatever you do, never jack it up from the aluminum cover, which is right here. That's very, very bad. If you're ever gonna jack up the car from the rear so you can put the car on jack stands, definitely use the middle of the differential, which is right there. As you can see, I have little green marks from the microfiber towel I used because I didn't want to have metal on metal contact. But anyways, that pretty much did it for me. It's not damaged and I got it done. All right guys, so ideally you would want to jack up your 335i on all 4 jacking points, meaning using 4 jack stands, not what I did here. This was a little bit of a half job, but I was trying to work with what I have. And unlike me, I wasn't using like the jacking pucks that you can put so it can sit flush with the jacking points. I think they sell that really cheap online. I think Burger Motorsport sells it as well. The previous owner that used to own my car like 5 years ago, they weren't jacking it up correctly, or whatever shop they took it to wasn't doing it correctly. So the mounting points are already screwed up. So for me to put one of those jacking pucks there, it wouldn't make a difference. It's already all screwed up, so oh well. All right, now that the car is all jacked up, this is what we're gonna do. We're looking to delete the entire driver's side muffler right here. It's pretty easy to do. If your exhaust has never been cut and you don't have any clamps, there is a little indication right here in the piping. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. You see that? It's like a little dimple. That's gonna be the indication where you're gonna wanna cut straight and clean. And if you go behind the muffler right here, this piping, which also needs to be cut, there's a little dimple. Okay, I lost it. Okay, it's right there. See, there's a little dimple right there. And that's exactly where you're gonna make your cut at. And once you do that, then you got 2 exhaust hangers. You got one right here, and you got the other one right back here on the other side. The bolt to release the hanger in the back is not very common. It's an E10, which I don't even think I have that in my possession. I'm probably gonna have to go buy one. But anyways, the E10 to release that one. And the one on the rear looks like a 12mm. That's my guess, which of course I have that one here in the garage. Also, on your car, if you haven't touched this at all, this little vacuum line is normally attached to this valve system so it can close and open the exhaust. Me myself, I actually took it off a while ago and I plugged it up with the screw. It's called the golf tee mod. I mean, typically people do it with a golf tee. I did it with a screw. But anyways, it eliminates the exhaust flap from opening and closing and leaves it open all the time, and it's supposed to give you more of a deep, louder sound, which is why I did that. But once we install the new exhaust, we're gonna go ahead and take this vacuum line and install it onto the new system, which is gonna allow us to control the opening and the closing of the valve. All right, time to cut the exhaust piping, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually a little bit nervous because I've never really cut anything like this before using a grinder. And it's not like you can hit a restart button if you screw up. So I gotta make sure I do it the right way the first time. And just so you guys know, like, I'm not the best DIY guy out there for cars and working on cars. A lot of the time I take my car to Eurocharge Orlando. I can typically do basic stuff. I wouldn't say this is necessarily hard, but what I'm trying to say is that if a person like me can do this job, then pretty much anybody can do it. Hopefully this video inspires you guys to work on your own car. It can be really fun and very rewarding, especially when you finish your job and you know that you did it yourself. You can also save money instead of taking it to a shop, or even worse, the dealership. You'll really get A lot of the DIY stuff that I do on my car, even stuff around the house, I just go on YouTube, I go on forums, I reach out to people that know exactly what they're doing, or even companies are really nice to show you exactly how to install their products. Just like Valvetronic did, they sent me a few links to a few videos so I can follow along. They sent me some written instructions. They pretty much give me all the information I need to get this done the right way. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is don't always be afraid to work on your own car. Some of the things, while they might look a little challenging and difficult to do, they actually end up being pretty simple. What the shit? Seriously, you want to be difficult? There we go. I like the smell of it too. Oh, it already comes with a disc as well. Alrighty then. Oh God, I forgot. I gotta take this orange extension cable and plug it up all the way up there. And my car's right here. Damn it. All right, all done. Don't even ask me how I did it. Safety first, kids. Let's see what we got. Okay, we're good. So I got the grinder all plugged in. I got the disc installed to cut the metal. And of course I got these ultra stylish safety glasses. So we're ready to go, so let's do it. Not a bad first cut, to be honest. Could be a little straighter, but you know what? I think we'll be all right. All right, so we have a little bit of an issue. As you can see, the cut actually came out really good, really straight. I'm actually really impressed with myself. But the problem is cutting the top of the exhaust pipe right here. And it's even harder to do it on the other side just because of the small space here. And if you guys see the grinder here, this kind of always bumps into it. 4-inch disc is just not big enough to cut all the way through from the bottom. I would probably have to release the exhaust system, which honestly, I don't really want to do. And the secondary problem, I don't know if you guys can see because it's getting kind of dark outside already. Remember the E10 bolt I told you guys about earlier? Well, I don't have that socket here at the house, which is gonna cripple this entire process at the moment. So I'm gonna have to go to the store, get that socket, and yeah, I'll be back. Also, I'm probably gonna go end up just getting an electric saw so I can just finish the job here without having to drop the exhaust. All right, guys, I'm back and I got the E10 socket. I had to buy the entire kit in order to get that one socket. I went to Home Depot, I went to Lowe's, and they did not have that socket. You could only order it online, which was a big pain. So I ended up going to Harbor Freight, and since I was at Harbor Freight, I ended up buying some other tools that I might need in the future. Some extenders and some adapters. And of course, I ended up getting this electric saw. It was only 30 bucks, which is pretty cheap, and some blades to cut through the metal. This should make it much easier to cut the top portion of the exhaust pipe in the back instead of having to drop the whole system on the rear end. I also ended up getting some metal chucks for the front wheels so I can be safer and I can remove that 35-pound weight from the front. And I ended up getting another can of WD-40, which honestly I don't need since I have enough here in the garage, but hey, nothing wrong with some extra lubrication. Giggity. All right, guys, so I just cut a small portion of the exhaust piping with this just now, and I gotta say, this is a major win for 30 bucks. This is originally what I should have gone for, but the guy at Home Depot recommended the grinder for whatever reason. But this makes things much easier and you can easily get to the top of the exhaust pipe. I mean, I can try to show you guys exactly what I did, but it's really hard to see because it's so dark and I don't have any portable lights. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, and then I'll be back here tomorrow morning to finish installing the system. And it should be pretty quick now that I have all the tools necessary to get it done. So see you then. So I made a few mistakes yesterday and I had a couple of failures, as you guys saw, especially when it came to cutting the pipe and getting the wrong tool, and eventually ended up going for the electric saw, which was a better choice than the grinder. I could have easily, while editing the video, just cut out all the mistakes that I did and make myself seem like the perfect person and like I knew what I was talking about the entire time, but I choose to keep those in because, guys, I'm a regular person just like you guys. Everybody makes mistakes, we all learn from it. And you know, it kind of upsets me when you go onto a YouTube channel and you have somebody trying to do something for the first time and they make maybe 1 or 2 small mistakes and then the comment section just completely destroys them. Guys, we're not perfect. We all learn. Obviously, nobody wants to make mistakes and we all want to be perfect, but the truth is that's not how it works. All right, let's do this. All right, check this out. We got the wheel chucks installed. Safety, baby. And we have it on this side as well. All right, let's continue where we left off, which is pretty much cutting this pipe right here. Should be really easy. I did this top section here yesterday with the electric saw, and that was really simple to do. So yeah, let's get this cut. As you guys can tell in the video, I was taking it really slow and being super cautious since, you know, I've never done it before and I want to make sure that I don't damage anything up here and that I don't hurt myself. But anyways, the cut came out pretty good with the exception of maybe like right here. But that's not going to be an issue since I have the clamps that's going to cover that up anyways. All right, and then this piping right here is probably going to be a little bit challenging just because of where it's located. It's deep underneath and I got to find where the little dimple is at. All right, so the dimple is right there. I'm nervous. All right. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Safety glasses. Oh my God, those hot sparks, they hurt. Let me see if I can get a different angle. This is definitely easier with the grinder. Maybe I should start it with the grinder and then just finish it with the actual saw. Oh, halfway there, guys, halfway there. I just want to be careful because I don't want to damage anything on top of the actual pipe. Bingo! All right, so the pipe is complete cut out. The edges, not as smooth as when you use the grinder, but that's probably my fault because I ended up buying the blade that is for thick metal. I should have gone for maybe medium metal and it would be a smoother cut, but then it would probably take twice as long, so screw it, whatever. All right, now just to drop the hangers here, we got the E10 bolt and then the 12mm on the other side, which is right there, and then this back section should be able to drop fairly easily. Oh wow, that came out a lot easier than I expected it to come out, but I'm not gonna lie, before I left the garage last night, I actually sprayed some WD-40 so I can sit there, and hopefully it would make it easier to unbolt today. This might not be as easier for those that live in states that snow, because of the salt and the snow might rust it up and make it much more difficult, but here in Florida, I guess that's our little advantage that we have. All right, so I gotta be super careful with this one because as soon as I unbolt this one, the muffler should drop. Look at that, what a fail. This is actually a 13mm. Oh yeah, super easy guys. So word of advice, just if you're looking to unbolt anything like this in the future, definitely just put some WD-40 the night before. And hopefully if you're as lucky as I am, it'll come out really easy. There you have it, driver's side muffler is dropped. Very easy to do if you have the right tools. All right, so next I'm gonna go ahead and remove this rubber hanger that we're gonna attach to the new Valvetronic system. We don't have to do that for the second hanger, which is down there, just because the system is actually 11 pounds lighter than the factory muffler, so it doesn't need as much support. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this up, giggity. And ideally, it should be pretty simple to take out. All right, there you have it. And now what I'm gonna do is install this rubber hanger right back into the subframe so then we can install the Valvetronic system to it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the clamps that came with the kit and I'm gonna go ahead and install them right here. I'm gonna put this one right here for now. And I'm gonna put the other one right here. So now I can go ahead and slide the new system right inside of these clamps right here, and then I can tighten them up. All right, so for the rear exhaust clamps, these are 14mm bolts. I'm gonna tighten them just a bit, not too much, because I still want a little bit of wiggle room so I can line up the exhaust tip with the cutout on the rear bumper. And for the inside clamps, these are 17mm. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these up just a bit as well. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this little red tip right here. This is where the little vacuum line is gonna go into, but as you can see, it's rather short because if you remember on the stock exhaust tip, there's a little nipple on this side, so it just kind of goes plugged in right here. So now what we're gonna do is it's gonna have to go over the piping and around to this side so it can plug in right here. From what I've heard, there's a little clip back here that holds that line. I should be able to unclip it, stretch it, so it can be long enough to make it to this side. Oh, there you go, see? It unclips really easy, and you can actually pull this line. Look how much longer it is now. Before I forget, I gotta take this little bolt off so then I can plug it in. I'm gonna go ahead and spray some WD-40 along this nipple right here. All right, should be easier to slip the line on. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this line and wrap it over the top here, making sure it does not touch the exhaust, because we do not want this line to touch a hot exhaust. That would be no good. All right, and it's plugged up, nice and sturdy. We're good. And this is why I said I wasn't gonna tighten up the clamps yet, so I can adjust the exhaust system to make sure it sits right in the middle, like that one. All right, so from left to right, it is straight. It looks good now. Now I just wanna make sure it's not sticking out too much or it's not too deep. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the tip and we'll be able to compare it to the right side exhaust. Well, there you have it. The clamps are fully tightened, fully secured, and the one over there as well. And it looks nice and straight and centered. The only thing is we got a dark exhaust tip and we got a bright one. So I gotta do something about that one pretty soon. And the last thing we have to do is we have to install this wire harness onto the factory one. And that is supposed to be somewhere back here. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and see if it's back there. And then if it is, it should be pretty simple. All right, look at that. So you take that plastic off, take the clips off to remove this fabric here. And I think the wires to plug in are right there. All right, so let me go ahead and plug this in and we'll be pretty much done. All right, let me see if I can show you guys a little bit. I would love to show you the entire process of me disconnecting and connecting it, but I don't have anybody to hold the flashlight and it's pretty dark in here. And my lens on this camera is not fast enough to capture in low light. But anyways, I just disconnected this by pushing on this metal wire right here. So that's where I'm gonna go ahead and connect this end. And then the other end I'm gonna connect to the side that I disconnected this from. As you can see, I managed to connect the wire in right here. And on the bottom part here, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. You see it right there. So I plugged it in there and I plugged it in at the top. Now I'm gonna go ahead and ground the wire in. You pretty much have two bolts to choose from. Just loosen up one of these bolts and then put that underneath the bolt, tighten it up, and you should be good. Check it out, the system is grounded. We should be good to go. Finally, all done. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and lower the car, clean up just a little bit, and I'll take the car out so I can show you guys exactly what it sounds like with the valve closed and the valve open. I'll get you guys a variety of exhaust clips, so you guys could decide if that's something you guys wanna do to your 335i.
Keep in mind, guys, I currently have catless downpipes installed, so the exhaust sound may vary if you're running a completely stock exhaust system.
Sounds so good.
Bro, I'm right here and I can feel the pressure.
Well, there you have it, guys. Those are some exhaust sound clips, and I gotta say, it sounds so good. I just want to keep driving the car. That's it, just nonstop. Forget about life, just drive so I can hear the beautiful burbles and that beautiful exhaust note. Most likely, I'm probably gonna drive with the exhaust valve on most of the time because it sounds really good. And droning doesn't seem like too much of an issue. When I was driving back from recording the exhaust clips, I was driving from like 60 to 70 miles per hour, and the sound wasn't too bad, to be honest. But to be honest, I have a pretty high tolerance when it comes to loud noises, so if you think it's too loud, you can easily just close the valve from the comfort of your driver's seat. I mean, what is there not to like? The best of both worlds. You get a straight pipe sound when it's open, and you get a stock silenced exhaust sound when it's closed. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button, guys. It makes all the difference in the world, and it does help my videos perform better, so just hit the like button. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe with notifications on. That way you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including more 335i content. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna be posting more 335i content on there, and I'm gonna be posting some more exhaust clips from the Valvetronic system, and trust me, you do not wanna miss that. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching. Till next time.